All right, we're back. We're
Let's do
back
it.
for another episode. Been a couple weeks. I've been in and out of traveling. I'm about to leave again on Sunday, so it's been hectic, hectic, hectic. But
Been the same, man.
yeah,
Just got back from NOLA state
yeah.
championships.
Talk about that real quick because I saw some clips.
Yeah,
And
man.
there was a game that I wanted to talk about with.
Yeah.
We'll talk. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. No, it was cool, man. It was a lot of. I'll say this. I saw more things I hadn't seen, like more calls I'd never seen be made in high school games than I ever had at the state championships. One of the games, and it's actually one of the clips I sent you too, of a touchdown. That
Hmm.
play was ruled not a touchdown. Then they ran two more plays, and then the replay booth buzzed down and said, "Hey, let's go review that again."
Oh,
It went back two plays and
that's
called it a
crazy.
touchdown after the defense had gotten two goal line stops. So
No freaking way.
it was a lot of crazy things going on, but it was a lot of fun. Got to meet some cool people. I don't even think I told you this. I got to meet Coach O down
What?
in the dome. He was out there. It was pretty cool. I didn't get to meet him, but Leonard Fournette was out there. Tyrann Mathieu came out.
Do you
Uh,
mean Tyron?
I did.
No, no.
I didn't get to meet him. That was for the like Edna Carr game. That game was packed, man. We ended up having I think 38,000 people show up for the last high school game, which is like unbelievable. But man, it
Yeah.
was awesome, man. A lot of good high school football. I got a lot of great shots, so hopefully y'all get to see some of them
Yeah,
soon.
get to see that soon for sure. For sure.
I'm getting good with the camera, man.
Yeah, no, dude, from what I saw, it looked good. It looked good.
Appreciate it.
But the one that, I mean, it kind of went all over Twitter, um, which I find it stupid that they even called a flag on it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Granted, obviously the game wasn't over, but linemen started celebrating too early.
hmm
Uh, I guess you got to throw a flag. I thought it was dumb. You can look at it either way, but
I say this. He could have celebrated and done whatever if he didn't take his helmet off and throw it.
yeah,
Because once the helmet comes off, that's an automatic penalty.
yeah,
And plus, they still had to run another play with the amount of time that was remaining. That
gotcha.
was the thing. They had to run another play. And the opposing team still had two timeouts and was going to call it.
Oh my, see, I didn't know that context.
Exactly. So I'll break down what happened. Is they the opposing team, the team that ends up winning the state championship, and I'm blanking on names right now, but the team that ends up winning had just missed a field goal that would have given them the lead.
Hmm.
Or they missed the extra point that would have tied the game, excuse me. So then the other team was like, okay, we're gonna like take some knees to kneel it out. The opposing team only had two timeouts, but they take that first knee, and because they're going to call those timeouts still, when he takes off his helmet, throws it up, they call the penalty, and that also stops the clock. So
Yeah,
then they get to keep the two timeouts. They take two more knees, but then they have to punt it. The punt is not actually blocked, it was shanked
really.
out of bounds. It was like a 10-yard punt. They ran like one play and got into field goal range and made the game winning field goal. So I know that sucks for that kid, but yeah, he
Yeah.
he celebrated a little too early because like the team still had two timeouts and they would have had to take more than one knee to like end the game.
Yeah. I did see something on Twitter though, and like I said, I'm blanking on names too, but
hmm
one of his teammates was actually like riding with him, supporting him too. So love to
Good,
see that.
yeah.
Love to see that. I know.
Glad they are
Yeah.
because I know that's got to be tough for that kid.
No, I
But
can't imagine. I can't imagine, dude.
but
I
the
can't.
biggest lesson is, hey man, it's not NCAA where you take a knee and the clock automatically runs out for you when they go
Yeah.
the timeouts. You
Yeah.
got you got to actually let that thing go.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great.
But shout out, dude. That I'm jealous. That seemed like from what I saw, it seemed awesome. So
Bro, it was awesome. Shout out to Louisiana for doing it the right way, having it. This is some shade to Tennessee, but having it in an actual like awesome stadium, we get
yeah.
to have the experience like in the Superdome. They treat the press really well there. We had plenty of amenities, the press box. We got to get in the luxury area, so like they treated us well. So shout out them.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, Finley is a cool stadium. I don't know how many more years we have in the contract, but when that new Titans stadium opens up,
Yeah, I mean that's where it should be.
They need to push it there. They need to push it there. Georgia does it right too.
Hmm.
Texas does it right.
Yeah, they all do
Uh,
it. Tennessee had us in Cookville, and then you know what I'm saying, and now we're in Findlay, which is a little bit of an upgrade, but it's like, come on now, like, come on,
it,
Alabama even does it at Bryant Denny. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
Come on, at least put it in Neyland or in Nissan, man. Come
yeah,
on,
exactly. And Nissan makes more sense because the reason why they did it at Tech originally because it was like the center of the state.
and
So
and Nissan hosts Mr. Football, don't they?
yeah,
Like, come on
yeah,
now, like it just makes sense.
exactly, exactly. We'll see. Hopefully, when that new stadium opens up, they're like better venue. I think it'd be easy, maybe not easier for travel, but like I said, it's a middle state. You don't have
Yeah,
the teams from Memphis having to travel all the way to Chattanooga because that's a
exactly.
hike. That's a
6 hours, man.
Yeah. So transfer portal news, let's hop into it.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
I think the biggest, actually, the two biggest, in my opinion, are Rayola and Lagway.
Yeah, okay. You gonna leave Sorsby out of it, or you want to come back to him?
We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. I got my thoughts on that. I got my thoughts on
I'm
that.
real quick before we start on them. I'm looking at because I got 247 pulled up right now. I don't yet. I don't know if this is like latest or whatever, how they have it organized, but it looks like they have Sorsby ranked as the number one QB in the transfer portal above Rayola and above Lagway.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's number one player in the
Yeah.
portal now. But yeah,
Makes sense.
let's start with Rayola and Lagway because they're really the two biggest names for sure.
Yeah. One of my good friends is a Nebraska Cornhuskers fan,
Okay.
and he was thinking this was going to happen for a little time now. Uh, Landing spots, I've got no clue. If I'm going to be honest, I've got no idea. I
Mhm.
mean, you look at his track record, went through four high schools,
Yeah.
committed to Ohio State, decommitted, committed to Georgia, decommitted, now went to Nebraska.
Yeah.
One spot that I could see personally, and this is a shot in the dark, maybe Arizona State.
Now that
Th-
Levitt's gone.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
another one. That's another one we can talk about. That I don't know
Yeah.
that hasn't been like announced, but I mean
I
it's
don't think
everyone's
it's
saying
official yet. I'm not seeing his name in the
no.
official portal, but
No. But I saw him play and I saw him play. It was Hamilton versus Chandler. He was a freshman at the time and I mean you could see the talent as a freshman quarterback.
mhm.
I think it was freshman. Might have been sophomore. I forget
Yeah, what
what year
year?
it was, but he balled. And I'm not saying there's any ties to Arizona there, but
Hmm.
being there for a year and I know they need a quarterback, I could possibly see that. I know there's been all the rumors with him and Patrick Mahomes, the
Yeah.
whole Texas Tech stuff.
So I actually saw a report, was it last night? And granted, it was on three, so you have to take it with a grain of salt because they really
Yeah.
don't know what they're talking about.
You got your feelings. You got your
But yeah, that Texas Tech is apparently out
Yeah.
of that, out of the Dylan Raiola sweepstakes, and Louisville is going to be a school to look at.
That's wow. Didn't even
Um, which is interesting because Jeff Brom, I believe, is tied up in the Michigan rumors as well. Uh,
that is holy yeah, I forgot. We have not even talked about
we'll
that.
we'll pivot to that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's apparently tied up in those rumors, so I'd be surprised if any quarterback is going to commit to Louisville like right now.
Yeah.
But I'd also I feel like keep an eye out for Oregon, depending on Dante Moore's thing, on what he wants to do. But I like Arizona State. That's a sleeper that I haven't thought about. I'd say Arizona State. I look at Oregon. Um, I wonder if UGA will be back on the table.
I
Um,
don't well, I mean,
we don't know what Gunner's doing.
I think Gunner I don't know. I think Gunner stays another year.
Yeah, I think Gunner probably stays another year because next year Rail is draft eligible.
I believe so.
So we'll see. He'll probably go somewhere where he can play right now. But
Yeah.
I think Oregon, Louisville, Arizona State probably schools to look for with him.
Yeah.
But
And on the other end of the Arizona State stuff, like we mentioned, Levitt's allegedly
hmm
going, and you've seen potential landing spots with him,
yeah,
Indiana, LSU. This is
Michigan,
my huh?
Michigan, depending on what Dillingham does.
Yes, yes. Is he another name in that? Is
Dylan
he?
is yeah.
Did not know that. Okay, okay, I missed that. But my thing is because I was take it with a grain of salt on three here.
Yeah.
They're talking about like all the quarterbacks, going to and from. Like you look at Signetti with Indiana, um, Cristobal at Miami, how they've gotten their
Mhm.
1 year guys to the NFL. My thing is, and this is my whole point of view of this, okay? Do you actually develop, are you the one developing that quarterback?
Yeah.
I get the whole thing of like, okay, these guys are putting quarterbacks in the NFL. Trying to say this without it sounding bad, but
Mhm.
do you go? I mean, obviously, Signetti is a different breed. I think
Yeah.
they've got a they got a chance for the national championship this year. Okay,
Hey.
but
Um,
oh yeah, go on, go on.
no,
Sorry.
I want to try to answer your question a little bit about like,
Yeah, I
are
don't
you
know if you're
actually
where my
developing the quarterbacks?
yeah, I don't know if you know where I'm going from or going
Um,
to.
I I don't know if I know where you're going, but my answer to that question would be I don't think they're developing the quarterbacks. I think they're refining them.
Yeah.
Um, because they want to do things now, and they'd rather clean up two things than 10. Um,
Mm.
and so I don't know if that speaks to the coaching being that great as a develop from a development standpoint, but I could see, a Brendan Sorsby being interested in Indiana as a school because they're like, hey, we can clean up X, Y, and Z to make you fit in this system, and then it works for a year, and then you're gone.
Yeah.
But no, go ahead, take it wherever you were taking it, because I'm not sure that's where you were
No,
going.
that's pretty much where I was taking it. I the train of thought is there. I'm trying to put it into words.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because you live in like there's coaches now that live and die in the portal.
Mm-hmm.
With all due respect, and it kind of like I said, it kind of hurts the high school athletes.
Yeah.
But you look at a team like Indiana, Miami just missed the playoffs last year. They get in this year with Carson Beck. Um, and I guess it's working. My whole thing was like, is that gonna continue on down the road? And
Yeah.
right now it's working. Obviously we could go in about NIL stuff for hours. There's no cap, blah 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 blah. So is that going to work down the road if there is any changes? But
See, I'm in the minority about some of these opinions. I feel like I'm not sure the transfer portal hurts the high school athletes as much as we like say it does outside of the extra years of eligibility. Cause like, yeah, um, we we're like pulling these quarterbacks from other schools and we're like filling the starters now with a lot of people from the portal. But in my opinion, we've seen more true freshman starters at
yeah,
Power Five schools more recently than we've ever seen. Like, just off the top of my head, DJ Pickett, freshman All American. Dijon Lee at Alabama, freshman All American. Boo Carter, wasn't he a freshman All American his
yeah,
first year? Ryan Williams, Jeremiah Smith, and these are at huge schools. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Bryce Underwood at Michigan. I'm trying to think of who the other. There was like another true freshman.
For Tennessee, it depends on which one you look at. You've got David Sanders and Braylon Staley. Those are two freshmen that
Right.
balled this year.
You know what
So
I'm saying? Latair Brooks for Alabama, London Simmons for Alabama, like people that are really in the rotation as true freshmen. I think the people that it's hurting are those people who were fringe Power Five players that used to sign to Alabama's and sit for 3 years before they play. And now instead of getting that offer from Alabama, they're likely just going to go somewhere like, let's just say a Purdue or one of those smaller schools. But honestly, that's probably a little bit better for their development because they're likely going to play a little bit earlier. And
yeah,
then if they were the quality of a player that would go to one of those schools, they become one of those transfer portal players. So
yeah.
I don't know that it's hurting high school quite as much as we let on, but the extra years of eligibility and the TJ Finleys of the world definitely are affecting the high schoolers for sure. This because the
Yeah,
spots.
yeah. Another guy that entered the portal, which
Mhm.
is his seventh year now, I think.
Yeah, yeah, to be his seventh year.
Crazy, crazy.
Was he in our high school class? Like,
God, dude, I don't know. It sounds about right. I'm not entirely sure.
I'm gonna
I
look it up.
saw someone was like, this makes my year every year, the annual Finley transfer portal graphic.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then DJ Lagway, another name you look at.
Mhm.
Potential landing spots I've seen. Baylor's one,
He was 1 year after us.
1 year after 2020.
Yeah, he was 2020.
Close enough. Close
Yeah.
enough. But yeah, I've seen Baylor, stirrings of possibly him teaming up with Lane Kiffin at LSU.
For Lagway, yeah.
Yeah, Texas Tech's a name that's been thrown out there just because of in-state. I don't
Uh-huh.
know how much they are going to go after him.
Hmm.
Then you've obviously got the Indiana. Um, I'm missing a couple. Miami's another one they talked about.
I've heard I don't I want to go back. I would throw Miami in the mix for Rayola too.
Yeah,
I didn't mention them. But I heard somebody else say this, so I'm not gonna take credit for it. But what about JMU for Lagway?
James Matt. Hey, I'm here for it, dude. I'm here for it. That goes to my. That's gonna go to my GO5 point here.
Yeah. I mean, hey, like Napier's there. What's the relationship like between Lagway and Napier?
Yeah,
Um, I could see him maybe saying, "Hey, like they wouldn't let us do it at Florida. Let's get it done in the Sun Belt and see how
yeah,
far we can take it." So I wouldn't throw them out. Look, Clemson's also a name I've heard, but I don't think Dabo's gonna go into the portal. I think he's too
yeah.
stubborn.
That's the problem with Clemson. I mean, he lives in. I think they had one transfer portal guy last year, if
Yeah,
I remember. That's just not a thing. And the adapt and survive and adapt thing is. I
he's
mean, you're
gonna
seeing it play out with Clemson.
he's gonna age himself out the game.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's somebody that interesting if Dabo does go into the portal needing a quarterback, but I doubt he will. But
yeah.
if I had to stake my claim on one right now, I think I would lean Baylor.
Baylor. That's what. Yeah, I mean, they were pretty confident when he was in high school about landing him.
Hmm.
Obviously, he goes to Florida, but dad played there. Apparently,
Hmm.
he was a Baylor fan growing up his whole life.
Yeah.
Texas born. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where he lands. Just I mean, we're not even the transfer portal hasn't even started technically, and you
Yeah.
getting all these names coming out.
Emma's already got to commit.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, if I'm gonna be
Me
honest.
either.
The signing stuff, which another topic is re-signing. I mean, this is
Oh,
professional sports at this point. So
I can't stand there. Don't, and I think USC is the only one that I see really doing it. But that whole re-sign picture.
yeah. Oh,
That does get under my skin, and not a lot of stuff about the portal really gets under my skin. That gets under my skin, dude. Just let the player post it like, "Hey, I'll be back
yeah,
again next year." But the whole re-signing thing and being like, "Yep, we did change his NIL." We don't need to know that as a fan base. We just need to know that he's coming back, and let us assume whatever the rest of it is.
yeah.
Leave some to the imagination. Yeah, that
I'm seeing one other guy committed technically on this, and it's an offensive lineman, Noah McKinney, Oklahoma State to TCU. That's the only other one I'm seeing.
they're both okay state guys that
Yeah, but move. Yeah, I mean, shoot, Nick Marsh. We kind of mentioned this before. He's Michigan guy. I don't
hmm
I don't know how it's going to end up there with Michigan with what happens up there, but does he stay in Michigan, go to, the other side? What does he do? The one that gets me though, which I know it kind of was a different year for him, but I heard so much about Baxter from Texas, him entering the transfer
Yeah.
portal. I don't know
Did
if
he get hurt this year? I forgot.
yeah, he did. He got banged up a little bit. So, and then LSU losing some guys in the portal too. Jelani Watkins, I heard a lot of outcry about that.
Yeah.
I don't
Speed.
know. Yeah, I don't know if you've got any insider about that.
Insight. I haven't really heard anything much about Jelani Watkins. I think there's going to be a large market for him because of how fast he is.
Yeah.
Um, and that's really all I got for him. I don't know. I would anticipate he's staying in the SEC. I don't know where he's from originally. I'm pretty sure he's a Louisiana native, but I can't remember. I'm looking it up.
Let me see. Humboldt,
No, he's
Texas.
Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, not too far.
No, 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 no.
Um, so yeah, Texas Tech need another receiver, but hey, you never know.
He's a track guy.
Yeah,
He's a
he's a
track guy.
burner. He's a burner for sure. But
But yeah, and then Sorsby. I think that's the
yeah,
other biggest name. Just throwing this out here. This
uh,
was my I think this was my point originally with the portal and the high school guys and all this. So there's some ties to Knoxville with Brendan Sorsby.
oh man.
His family moved from Texas to Knoxville.
Okay.
Granted, Knoxville's not his home. He's from Texas, but with his family being there, you got to think there's some stirrings of, oh, let's come in Tennessee one year. Okay. Merklinger just announced that he was hitting the portal today or intending to hit the portal. Behind him, you've got George McIntyre and then Faison coming in.
Uh-huh.
This is my thing with, I guess this was my point originally was if you go into the transfer portal, like we got Joey this year, obviously the situation was messed up because of the Nico situation. We've
Uh-huh.
talked about that too much. But you go in, get Joey, has a pretty good year, but then Jake and George hardly get any play time. You go in the portal again this year, possibly. How does that help with development of your guys? I mean, you got to think. Obviously, you want to recruit these high schoolers because you think they can play. If they're not getting any time, how do you know if they're going to be a good quarterback or not?
Right.
And when you got guys like George McIntyre and Faison coming in, um, if a guy, I'm not saying we get him, but if a guy like Sorsby comes in, he's starting no matter what. Okay,
Hmm.
you get him through this year. George and Faison still have no experience as a starting quarterback. Granted, you're behind guys that have played. You're learning from them. You're learning from the system a little more. But that's what kind of worries me about stuff like this. So I don't know. That's my whole take on that.
I don't have him as Tennessee being a destination. I think it's gonna be a race between two teams, and I think those two teams are going to be Texas Tech and Indiana.
Yeah, that seems more reasonable in my opinion.
I didn't know his family was in Knoxville though, so hey, maybe y'all
That's
throw something in the race, but I think I would lean. I think he makes so much sense at Texas Tech.
yeah,
Like it just that seems like a match made in heaven for them. It's like, okay, he's already played in the Big 12. He has experience with those teams. Now he's just kind of increasing the quality of the players around him. And but he's originally from Texas.
yeah,
It just seems like it makes too much sense. Which sometimes means it won't happen. But but I think that probably makes the most sense. And then the the style of the offense, like I feel like him and Baron Morton play relatively similarly.
yeah, yeah.
So
I mean, I think he had 500 yards on the ground too, from what I remember.
yeah,
So
that just makes the most sense to me.
yeah, but that's a name. Hey, not saying it happens, but there's always a little things, little things.
Little small things in there.
Yeah, well, that was like, I mean, we said that about, I think it was it Concepcion?
Did his family move to Tennessee?
No, his family went to Tennessee.
Mm.
I think it was Concepcion last year, or was no, it was oh God, dude, transferred from Oregon. What's his name? Other guy at A&M. What's his name?
Uh, um,
He got
Fravor?
hurt. Huh?
Fravor?
No, not Craver. He got hurt. He got hurt. Oh gosh. I'm blanking. Hold on. I gotta figure this out real quick. Um, am I dumb? Hold on. Oregon receiver transfer 2024. Am I dumb? I swear to God. Evan Stewart.
Oh,
Evan Stewart. That's not
forgot about him.
Concepcion. But yeah, he missed this year, sadly. But
Yeah,
so,
he's
like I
on
said,
Oregon.
There's ties to schools. It doesn't make any. It doesn't matter. But
Apparently, Stewart's back at practice this week for Oregon.
is he actually?
Yeah.
Hey, he could ball. He could
Hmm.
ball. I'm just saying. I don't think they throw him out there though. If I'm gonna be honest, we'll see. But yeah, I think. I mean, transfer portal wise, it's gonna be even more hectic in my opinion. Especially with you don't know where coaches are going at this point.
Exactly.
At
It's
this point,
craziest coaching carousel, man.
it's nuts. It's nuts. And now there's like this Trinidad come back to Ole Miss.
Right. I
Does
didn't
he
know he had
leave?
an extra year.
He technically does. He technically does. But well, I guess that's another name got to throw out there. I mean, they have Simmons too. What happens with him?
Yeah.
If Trinidad comes back and stays, does he hit the transfer portal? And
I have I have a name that hasn't entered that I would just say I'd say this. One of the three at Bama currently, I believe, will be uh in the portal. You know what I'm saying?
quarterback wise,
Quarterback wise,
does
yes.
it happen to be a freshman named Keelan Russell?
That's actually not the one I anticipate. And y'all, I think it could be Mac. Mac could be in the portal, but damn, this is gonna sound crazy coming out of my mouth, man. I would not be entirely surprised if after this year, some talks happen and we say Ty, you see a name like Ty Simpson into the portal, and I think that changes the entire quarterback market.
Hold on, what
Look, I'd say this, like,
is this insider knowledge you're getting here? Or what is this? What?
what I'm saying is only one of the three quarterbacks is not a DeBoer recruit.
So you're saying he's not going to go through the draft? Is that what you're saying?
He could go to the draft, but if he doesn't go to the draft, uh, we could see it. There's also quarterbacks who, like Sorsby is doing, and like Cam Ward did last year, is enter their name in the portal, but also into the draft to keep their options open. They test the draft waters and then decide if they're coming back to college or not.
Do a quick 10-second Instagram post, like
No.
can't
So we'll see we'll see what happens. I don't know, but I would anticipate one of those three entering the portal. I don't believe it's going to be Keelan. It could be, but I think Ty would be an interesting name to watch. That's all I'm gonna say.
seems like the unsaid thing is kind of being which hey, you never know. You never know.
This is just again my thoughts is um as we continue to leave the Saban era and enter the DeBoer era, you have to get some of the Saban players out your room, and you can't keep playing and coaching with players that you did not recruit.
Yeah.
Um, and you're thinking of Ryan, but Ryan was also re-recruited by the DeBoer.
That's a good point. Good point.
Ryan was re-recruited by the DeBoer staff. Ty Simpson was not. Ty Simpson was already on the roster.
Mhm. He
Uh,
also has an Alabama tattoo on him, so I don't think he's leaving.
he could not, and I think he could go to the draft. They also offer. Oh, you're talking about Ryan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He also. I don't think he's going anywhere. But Ty, um, the other thing about Ty, they offered his brother. So you typically don't push your quarterback out after you've offered their little brother.
Yeah.
And he does the Crimson Crane and I think in the state championship game or whatever game it was that he
Yeah.
scored a touchdown there. So you never know, but I just think he might be interesting to watch.
Yeah. Another name thrown out there that you said before, and I've been saying this for a while because there's been like a little exodus of receivers, but Cam Coleman at Auburn.
Yeah,
Cam Coleman at Auburn. I'm not.
I haven't. He's not entered
He's
but
not entered.
three Auburn receivers already have,
Yeah.
which I just find interesting. Maybe he's like gonna ride the Deuce Knight train. But
You got to expect Golish is going to get a quarterback in the portal too at this point.
you got to, whether it's Byron Brown, who apparently has another year of eligibility. That's the thing that's killing high schoolers is that. But
Yeah.
whether it's Byron Brown, whether it's DJ Lagway, I could see that type of quarterback fit in that system. There was somebody else I had in mind, but I can't remember right now. But you assume Golish is going to get somebody. But does Cam Coleman want to stay there? I mean, does Byron Brown coming in really make you want to stay?
Yeah.
And when has Byron Brown ever been an elite quarterback passing the ball? Passing the
Okay.
ball.
Okay. Fair. Fair. Fair.
He could Byron Brown can play as a passer though, very volatile and not quite the most accurate guy. So if you're like I'm a receiver and I want to go get catches, um, do you look at going to Alabama?
Yeah.
You look at teaming up with Jeremiah at Ohio State. I don't even want to think about that actually. Um,
That would be insane.
yeah,
Well,
but
I had this thought process of like if Ryan Williams does enter the portal, he's going to Ohio State, no doubt.
yeah,
That was my whole thought, which I don't think it happens at all. But I was
I don't
like,
even.
I can see Ohio State throwing him a bag, and then you get probably top five picks in the draft, which would be unreal.
And I mean, yeah, you talk about actually probably three top five. Saying will be draft eligible next year.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
you talk about you have Saying Coleman. I think he would go top five because of the numbers he would put up with that
Yeah.
squad.
Oh,
But
100%.
but you talking about Saying, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. Let's move on.
Okay. Yeah, but and then you got I think it's the last thing we talk about too with the transfer portal. I mean, some are all going to Florida.
Hmm.
Probably honestly the best transition I've ever seen from a head coach going from one school to another.
Hmm.
He's riding out Tulane.
Yeah.
He donated $100,000 to the NIL.
He's not messy at all.
No, but you got to assume that he's hitting the portal hard too. And I don't know how that
I
works.
assume he's bringing
Retzlaff or whatever.
Red Slap with him. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
I would also watch for, even though he had a solid year at Duke, Darian Mensah
oh yeah.
uniting.
$1.2 million too, which is unreal, right? I think it was something like that,
Hmm.
dude. But
But I wouldn't rule out him reuniting with Summerall because Summerall was there with him that first year, I
yeah,
believe. Reuniting with him at Florida,
yeah. That's my thing too. Is how does this all work with him still coaching Tulane in the playoffs and then
recruiting for.
Florida?
That's the risk you run, is like because you also have to assume that
You also got to think that
blanking on James Madison's coach because he's also leaving.
yeah,
And going to why am I blanking on where he's going? But
Oklahoma
he's
State. Is it
is it
Oklahoma State?
Oklahoma State. I
No,
honestly I'm looking.
no. That's Eric Morris from not frick the North Texas head coach is going to Oklahoma State. But yeah, I forget where he's
He's
going.
going to UCLA.
UCLA. Yeah,
Yes, Bob Chesney's going to UCLA. Like you have to assume that Bob Chesney is going to bring a lot of the best players from JMU with him to UCLA. So
yeah. Yeah. We'll see how that unfolds. My point talking about playoff
yes, sir.
stuff. Feinbaum very vocal about getting the Go 5 out of the playoffs,
Mm,
all because of Notre Dame not getting in. Okay.
yeah. Notre Dame is a Go 5 school, but go
Yeah, exactly.
ahead.
My thing is, and I've preached this for weeks now. It's kind of on the train of it made no sense for me for so many weeks that they put Notre Dame over Miami, and then the
Yeah.
last playoff show they flip them. Okay, all because they weren't in a conference.
Hmm.
They put Miami in because they didn't have any ACC teams. Duke beats Virginia. There's no ACC teams in the race now. They throw Miami in there. That's a whole different conversation itself. But yeah, I thought it was weird the whole time they had Notre Dame over Miami, and then boom, Miami's in over them. Okay,
Yeah.
to that point, Notre Dame needs to join a conference. In all seriousness, they are ACC in every other sport but hockey. They're Big Ten in hockey. Why not join? I don't think they want to join the ACC.
Mm,
But why not join a conference? Okay,
I have a hot take.
go ahead.
Their strength of schedule probably goes down if they join the ACC.
Yeah, 100%. But
Uh,
they don't have a favorable schedule next year. Their
exactly.
schedule is terrible.
What is this rule? My bad. And I know you're doing your thing, but what is this rule about them being in the top 12? That means they automatically get in. What is that?
No, I mean, yeah, like they've been saying it the whole year about, next year if Notre Dame is a top 12 team, they'll be in, which eliminates the whole idea of two Go 5 teams. That's been in stone for a whole year now, and now you got all these people saying, well, if this didn't happen with Duke and Virginia,
Mhm.
then James Madison wouldn't get in, blah 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 blah. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't blame the Go 5 teams on Notre Dame's BS and then the ACC's BS. This is my whole thing, okay?
Hmm.
They're saying they can't compete with these big schools. Not saying Tulane or James Madison does win,
Yeah.
but Tulane's quarterback is was the starting quarterback at BYU that went what? How they played really well last year?
All right.
Not saying they win or lose. I mean, they had a bad game against Ole Miss, if I'm going to be completely honest,
Hmm.
but he's not a terrible quarterback. They have guys that can compete. James Madison, on the other hand, I don't know how that's going to go with Oregon, okay, if I'm going to be completely
Yeah.
honest. But they won, they got in. It's not their fault that Virginia slipped up and got beat by Duke. Why are we trying to punish these schools when it's the big school's fault? If I'm going to be
So
completely honest.
here's my take on it. I actually heard this from Josh Pate, who I really respect, and I agree with it. Is like the worst argument the people because I don't disagree that we have to do something about like the group of five being a part of this because we want to see all the best teams in. I think the worst argument you can make for it is a competitive argument, right?
Yeah,
Because no disrespect to y'all, y'all went and got waxed by Ohio State last year,
so did Oregon. So did Oregon.
right?
So
But
did,
all those first round games, SMU went in and got waxed last year,
yeah,
and nobody was like, "Oh, see, that's why you don't invite blah 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 to the." Those first round games were all blowouts.
yeah,
They were terrible. And it wasn't because we had group of fives, and we had power five schools in there or
yeah,
power four schools in there.
yeah,
And there were still blowouts. What's going to be different about that if Oregon does that to JMU? Oregon would have blown out Tennessee this year. No
yeah.
disrespect.
No, no, definitely, definitely,
In the
yeah,
play in a playoff format, Oregon would have blown out Louisville. They
yeah,
would have blown out Virginia. And had they been the ones in, would we be complaining then?
yeah.
No.
No, exactly.
Yeah. It's not the competitive argument that you're trying to make doesn't hold merit when last year we saw what happened to the Power Four schools that got in,
Yeah,
got waxed.
exactly.
So why is it different if Tulane gets waxed than if SMU gets waxed? What's the difference?
It's the narrative. It's the narrative of Notre Dame and the ACC not getting teams in. It's what it is. It's straight up. That's what it is.
Mhm.
I do think Notre Dame, in my opinion, is one of the best 12 teams, though. If I'm going to be completely
I
honest,
I do. I agree.
but it's just how the cookie
And they're
crumbled
ranked
this
as
year,
such.
huh? Yeah,
They're
exactly.
ranked. You know what I'm saying? They're ranked as one of the best 12 teams. And lastly, on this is everybody saying this, and they're literally working against their brain when they say it. In my opinion, is they're like, oh my gosh, these group of five teams are gonna get beat up on, and Notre Dame's not in. That's why we have to expand the playoff. No, it's why we have to shrink the playoff.
Yeah,
If we watched the number 12 ranked team, there's never been 12 teams that can compete for a national championship ever. And we've watched these 12, 10, 8, 9, I'm including Bama's current ranking in it, all go in and get waxed in the first round by somebody because they aren't one of the teams that can compete for a national
yeah,
championship. There's probably only 4 or 5 at max that can compete for that championship. I think 8 is a solid number and probably a number we should start moving towards. We are creating, the more we expand the playoff, we are creating a more complicated and more ugly schedule for the transfer portal, for signing day, for
Mhm.
coaches leaving, for players in the academic calendar. All that stuff is getting messed up because we keep extending how long these playoffs go on. If we shrink it, we can solve so many issues with the portal that everybody gets upset with NIL and all these things because we have a succinct calendar that doesn't extend into damn near February into the next semester of school, into the
Spring
season.
practice is starting up then pretty much too.
Spring practice is starting up right after, and we don't have those problems if we shrink back down this format. It's too long, it's too many teams, and we have too many teams competing for a national championship that don't actually deserve or have a shot.
Yeah.
That's my rant.
Round of applause. Round of applause. That was great. That was actually great. You hit it right on the head of the head. Yeah. Anyways, no, I mean you're completely right though. You're completely right. I just lost my train of thought though.
Oh man, we're gonna have to clip that one. But
Oh, 100%. That one's getting clipped for sure. But yeah, I mean, you're looking at the FCS who has a 2014 playoff.
right.
Granted, North Dakota State probably the biggest upset in FCS history with them getting
Hmm.
beat. Rarely see that happening. But
But they would play 10 games before
yeah,
so
they don't have a
they're
they don't yeah.
able to finish it like they're done.
Yeah. Yeah, the semis are this weekend.
Yeah.
So, which underrated game, Montana State. I'm a huge Grizz fan. I'm a
Hey,
huge Grizz fan. One of my
okay,
best friends from school is at Montana right now, so
okay, back.
I've been riding that team for the whole year. But yeah, it's you get to that point where if it is 16 teams, which I hate to say it, it looks like they're going to try to move it to 16 teams.
Hmm.
They're not going to put Go 5 teams in it. It's going to be the Big Ten, the SEC, probably one team from the ACC, Big 12. Maybe the Pac 12 now that they're back. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to look in the future.
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, it really, there's no point. Like you said, I thought it was dumb we went to 12 teams from the get go. It should have been eight, in my opinion, from the jump.
Hmm.
Should have been eight from the jump. There's no reason you should have 12 teams in there from all your points you said before. So,
I've never looked, I don't think we've ever in college football history looked at the number 12 team in the country and been like, damn, they got snubbed.
Notre Dame.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like we never looked at the number 12 team and been like, damn, they should have been playing in the BCS. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? We've never done that. Or like, damn, they
that's
got snubbed from the 14. We've never.
that's yeah, and that's a whole nother conversation in its own. The playoff committee is the most you can paint it however you want. It is the most BS thing out there.
Hmm.
If you want to rely on however many guys to go sit in a room and watch football, there's going to be bias. There's going to be unbiased. There's not going to be. It's not going to be an unbiased thing. I'm not saying we go back to like a BCS format with the computers.
Yeah.
That's got to have some type of play.
Yeah.
Because I mean, trying to think. I mean, last year was a different story just because of the format being weird, and they're changing the format every year.
Yeah.
Every freaking, and I'm not saying it would have made a difference. Ohio State, Tennessee. You look at every other format, Tennessee should have been over Ohio State.
Mhm.
We should have had the home field advantage. Like I said, probably would have made a difference. Okay.
I will say this one last thing, and then I'm done with the playoff format. I'm done for the day.
Hmm.
The other thing that I think smart people who are making these decisions have to realize, and the people watching have to realize when they make these decisions, is that the college football fan base community is built on the ability to complain.
Hmm. Oh, 100%.
And what I mean by that is when it was the BCS, we complained that 3 and 4
Hmm.
didn't get a shot. When it was 3 and 4 in, we complained that 5 and 6 didn't get a shot. Now that it's 12, we complain that 11, 12, or 12, 13, whoever it is, don't get a shot. And when we move to 16, it's going to be 17 and 18 should have been in the playoff. And when we move to 24, it's going to be 25 should have got in the playoff. It's always going to be somebody.
Yeah. I will say, I think one of the biggest snubs this year, and I hate to admit it,
Hmm.
we could talk. I think Vanderbilt should have gotten in. If I'm going to be completely honest,
Yeah.
give me Vanderbilt over Miami any day of the week. If I'm going to be 100% completely honest.
But and I understand that logic, and we can debate that. But I just want people to remember that the argument we're making is not Vanderbilt should have got an opportunity to win the national championship. It's that Vanderbilt deserved to go lose in the first round.
Yeah.
That's what we're arguing. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, just
Yeah.
let them play their bowl game and get them on.
Yeah. That's a
So
good way to spin that. You're so...
that's what we're saying.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. Playoff game talk though. Do
Yeah.
we what games stand out to you? What games stand out to you? Do we want to talk about I mean the obvious one is Oklahoma, Alabama for you. If I'm gonna be
Yeah.
completely honest, I know that for a fact.
Uh-huh.
I don't think we don't really necessarily need to talk about GO5, even though I
No.
just preached this whole freaking time about how
Yeah. I think they got enough. We got enough Go 5 stuff in the show. They'll appreciate it.
exactly
No, I guess outside of that, I mean, we got Miami, Notre Dame. I'm not Miami, Notre Dame,
Miami
Miami,
A&M.
Texas A&M. I like that. I like that they got the two teams that beat Notre Dame facing each other. Nice little touch of pettiness from the
Yeah.
committee. I will say this for all the stuff we said about the committees, they set up the first round really well. It's like you get the Tulane Ole Miss rematch, you get the two teams that beat Notre Dame playing each other, you get the Oklahoma Alabama rematch. Like they set things up really nicely.
Yeah.
And you potentially get an Ole Miss Georgia rematch second round.
Yeah. I
Uh,
do want to point out too that
yeah.
you were 100% on your prediction with Alabama versus Georgia. 100%.
Oh yeah.
Injuries played a part, couldn't run the ball. I think what was it? You had negative something, negative
Good
three,
three.
yeah, negative 3 yards.
Yeah. Idris played that huge part in that game, man. And people don't want to talk about it because it's Alabama losing, but it is
That's
what it
another.
is.
I will say this too. The last thing I'll say about the playoff committee, because I was a little indifferent on it,
Yeah.
but if Alabama didn't get in, then conference championship games would have been completely ruined.
It would have died. The number one seed from the SEC not getting in
Yeah, it would
because
have.
they lost the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everyone's saying that Alabama shouldn't have gotten in 3 losses. Preach that all you want. You shouldn't be punished for a championship game, even though they lost.
Yeah.
So, what
But
do you,
yeah.
yeah,
Uh
what do you think goes different this game? Y'all are favored a point and a half right now.
yeah. It's crazy because I'll say like we we were the much better team in my opinion in that first game. Like I think we outgained them like 450 something yards to 200 or something. Uh their offense is cannot move the ball against us. We just with the turnovers gave them 7 points on to their defense,
Mhm.
and we gave them just starting field position the entire game, mostly because of turnovers and just not being able to run the ball. And I don't think we'll still be able to run the ball. We're not a team that can run the ball. That's just not who we are this year. But I think this offense that has done for the most part really good over the course of the year, not turning the ball over. I don't think they're going to have a game where they have three turnovers and set them up on plus side of the field majority of the game. And I think that will be the difference. I don't think Oklahoma has the quarterback or the offense to really move the ball against Alabama's defense. And I think if we are able to cut down on the three turnovers that we had in that game, which led to a 2 point loss, I think we were in solid position.
Hand up, hand
Right.
up. Got a question for you because I was actually, ironically, I was thinking about this because I was thinking about stuff to talk about. Kind of mentioned it before with Oklahoma stealing signs.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that in the first matchup y'all had? Do you think that's real or not? In all honesty, do you think that's real or not?
I think it could be real. Um,
Because ironically, they had 3 turnovers against us too.
You're right. I
But
I think it could be real. I don't think it'd be the reason we lost.
yeah,
We like there's only so much the sign stealing can do, and there's only so much that like happens on the field that's like in your control that you mess up. Like
yeah,
Ryan Williams fumbling on a punt and setting them up and on the 30-yard line, like that doesn't have anything to do with signs.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? The pick six in theory could, I think, tie through one more pick. But you know what I'm saying? Those small things like, nah, we beat ourselves. Connor Talty missing a field goal, that we
taking it out on his holder too, which is nuts.
right missing a field goal, that in theory, if we make that, we win the game because we lost by two.
Yeah,
That has nothing to do with sign stealing. So I'm not going to blame that. Even if there is some truth to it, I think we are a good enough team to have beat them. And so hopefully that'll happen this Friday.
yeah. I'm not saying it is real or not. It's just
Mhm.
funny. It's just funny to
It
hear
is.
and think about. But
I will say also, I took off work Friday so that I'm home for the game.
nice, nice, nice. Uh, you should have taken off Saturday personally. I do.
I'm off Saturday. I'm off already
Oh,
Saturday.
okay, okay, all right. Uh,
I'm off for the weekend, thankfully.
yeah, this A&M and Miami game, they've got A&M favored 3.5.
Yeah.
What do you think about that one?
Oh, I don't know what to think about this one. This is like the most confusing game to me. I don't
You're
know why.
literally looking at honestly two quarterbacks that are pretty much identical stat wise.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now 25-10, 25-10. Carson Beck's got maybe 100 more yards on Marcel Reed. But the weapons, I think both teams match up really well with weapon
Mhm.
wise.
They're like they're identical. I mean that I think it kind of shows in the results of how they beat Notre Dame.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah, I don't know what to think about this game. I like to me this game is a pick 'em, and I think like whenever I make my decision on who's gonna win, if I decide to parlay some playoff victories to this weekend, I think I'm just gonna flip a coin.
Yeah, no, honestly, that's the best way to do it. Uh,
I'm gonna root for A&M though, not even just because SEC, but now that I know that we got NBA guy out there on the field, Uh, now that I know Marcel Reed is cut from that Tennessee
yeah.
football cloth, I'm gonna root for him. Root for him.
And
So
he he
probably
he said
A&M.
he was coming back next year too.
Yeah,
So
as he should.
yeah, yeah. I'm in the same boat with you. Honestly, you literally flip a coin and whatever happens happens because
Hmm.
no telling how this game goes. It's at College Station. You got to think that plays a little bit of a factor in it.
Right.
It is a noon game though, so
Another reason I'm
does
glad I'm off work.
yeah, does that play any factor? I don't know, but I did see a video. This is funny. This has no correlation with anything, but the last time Miami played in College Station, don't know what was going on, but they had like all these guys on horses on Miami's sideline, just like lined up in a column,
Yeah,
and they're just showing a video of all like the horse crap everywhere on the side of Miami's
that's
sideline.
crazy.
Does that happen again? Does that play
Hey,
back?
we'll see. We'll see. Does
The
that play
little
a
things.
factor?
Do the yell leaders get in their head? They got some
Mind
weird
games.
things going on down there. But the tennis or A&M 3.5, I think that's a fair Vegas has been on point the whole year. I think that's fair. But yeah, I don't know. I think
Hmm.
the only thing I will say, edge wise, defensively, I think I don't know. I don't know. I was gonna say I think I go Miami, but at the same time I'm thinking about it. I don't know.
They're like
They're
set
wishy
up the
washy.
exact same. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I love it. I honestly think everybody's talking about the Bama Oklahoma as like that's the big one because it's the rematch. I think the best game of the weekend is this Texas, Miami, Texas A&M.
Yeah.
So
And you look at the future though, they got to go play Ohio State next.
yeah,
Do
yeah.
either of these teams compete against Ohio State? Do we think so? I don't.
I
I
don't
think
know.
now that I'm talking about this, I think I got more of an edge of A&M competing more than I do in Miami.
Yeah, I'd also say that in the because the winner of Oklahoma Bama goes on to play Indiana.
Yeah.
Um, I think Bama has a better chance against Indiana than Oklahoma does.
Offensively, definitely.
Hmm
Definitely. But defense wins championships. Everyone says that.
Man, everybody
So
sleep on our defense in the back half of the year.
no,
It's not.
I was not throwing shots at your defense.
Okay.
I was saying Oklahoma's defense, in my opinion, is
Oh
better
yeah,
than
they
y'all's.
do. I'll give them that. They are
So
better than that.
quick prediction. This will end on who do you think national championship matchup, or who do you think is going to win the national championship altogether? My
Ooh,
sleeper, my sleeper. I'm going to be honest. I think I see Texas Tech winning it all. If I'm going to be completely honest,
okay, okay. I don't mind that pick. I don't want to say mine because it makes me want to throw up.
you're going to.
I think the Bulldogs.
You got Georgia.
I got Georgia.
You got Georgia.
I got Georgia.
Who they got? Well, they have a pretty. I wouldn't say favorable,
Hmm
but you got either Ole Miss or Tulane. Granted, Ole Miss could have won that game in
They could have.
Athens.
They
They
could
don't
have.
have Lane Kiffin though, so
They did.
that's the thing. That's the thing. What are they going to look like against Tulane here?
Hmm
I don't think it's going to be a game, but you never know. It
Never
would be
know.
nuts. It would be nuts. For my sake, as dumb as it sounds, I don't see it happening. I want James Madison to beat Oregon because I wouldn't even say sleeper pick. I want this to happen. I want Ole Miss to win it all, just so it's a middle finger to Lane Kiffin.
That would be funny.
I don't think that happens at all, but I would love that. So in
But
saying that,
I think they'll smash Tulane just because they're going to be playing with so much extra juice trying to prove a point. I just
yeah,
don't think that'll matter against Georgia.
yeah. Neutral site though, where's that? Oh, they're at the Sugar Bowl.
Mm,
Could be fun. Could be fun. But yeah, but dude, I don't know. Indiana though, there's really not. I mean, this is like a coin flip type of thing too. With I think what we said earlier is the top four teams are the best four teams in my opinion.
they are, in my opinion.
So you look at hypothetically, I'm not saying it happens. Texas Tech versus Indiana, Georgia versus Ohio State.
Yeah, I can't complain about that.
No, but at that point, it's like I like Texas Tech a lot, dude. I really do.
Yeah.
They they look good against BYU. Granted, that was kind of a iffy game to compare teams to.
hmm
But then you look on the other side of the spectrum, you got Ohio State versus Indiana. Ohio State could have won that game too, in my opinion.
hmm
Indiana pulls it out. If there's a matchup between Ohio State and Indiana, I think Ohio State beats Indiana the second time.
I do too.
So all the matchups are I don't know. But then you look at Georgia and Ohio State. You know how Kirby Smart is, dude. When
Right.
they when
This is
they
why we
get
love the playoff.
huh?
This is why we love the
Yeah,
playoff. Everybody wants to complain
exactly,
about it. This is why we love it.
exactly, exactly. But yeah, I got Texas Tech. You're pulling for Georgia. I guess
Not
we'll see in
pulling
a couple
for
weeks. Well, man, hey, you're from Georgia, dude. Come on, you can't be hating that much. You can't be hating that much.
I was born and raised Alabama roots, man. But yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got. Um, I guess we're gonna see how this all plays out. One quick thing about college basketball, real quick, is I want to talk about.
Yeah.
The last thing I'm gonna end on watching that Louisville game last night against
Y'all had a
Cincy.
good one.
I don't know how good of a team we are still.
I feel the
You
same
look you look at the past four games, right? We beat Houston
way.
five games, four or five, however. Beat Houston, blow a lead to Kansas. Should have beat Kansas. We go to Syracuse. I knew that was going to be a bad game from the get go because they're playing in a football field.
Yeah.
That was going to get kind of boat raced by Illinois, and then we go out and beat Louisville. Granted, they were out there starting guard. That doesn't matter when we have however many points in the paint. I don't know. I don't know.
I
I'm
don't know.
so confused on this team. So I've
Also,
not watched any Alabama basketball either, so I couldn't tell you anything about Alabama.
I feel the same way about Tennessee right now. Man,
Yeah,
this is the first Nate Oates team in my tenure. I feel like that's really struggled to rebound the ball. It's
yeah.
very interesting. But we have probably one of the best shooting groups that we've ever had. So it's weird. It's interesting.
TikTok basketball. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, man,
Then
whatever.
when you're having a cold night, what are you going to rely on?
It's NBA basketball.
Fair. NBA
Uh,
is not college basketball though, dude.
yeah,
I,
but no,
I'm glad we get to play y'all twice, dude, because that's two dubs. I genuinely think this is a hot take
it's
here.
so like I probably you're lucky I won't be able to make it out to one of the games this year. I cannot wait until we beat y'all this year and we shut all of this up.
This is the one thing I'm gonna say, okay? We're missing like one, I think one wing.
Hmm.
We're missing one wing. Who steps up that? I have no idea. Nate Ament, I'm confused on still. He had a pretty decent game last night. I think
Hmm.
he's still getting his feet wet. But then you look at all the other teams that have freshmen that are balling. Okay. But saying all that, I think we have probably one of the best front courts. Not going to say in the country, but I think maybe the best in the SEC.
Okay.
Granted,
I haven't watched y'all, so I won't
you
disagree.
lose Cade Phillips, but we got Dwayne Brown, Jalen Carey, JP Estrella. So losing Cade kind of hurts, but arguably I think we're gonna win games with our big men. At this point, our shooting is so ice cold. The last thing I'll say, I was talking to my dad, and he was like, last night he kind of missed a little bit of the game, and I was kind of filling him in. I was like, we can't hit a three to save our life.
Mhm.
Hung up, we hit three threes back to back to back. So, and it's yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I still have no idea how this team's gonna be.
My last March Madness or college basketball thing is that algorithm version 3 work starts tomorrow.
Let's go.
So
Go ahead and throw Arizona and Duke up there to win it off. I'm gonna be honest.
so hey, I'm gonna I'll keep you updated on the process, but my plan is to be through what I really need to do is create a data bank of like a lot of historical data and analyze all that stuff.
Yeah.
My plan is probably to be done with that sometime mid-January, so that I can start refining the point system.
Oh my God, how did I forget about Michigan, dude? I
Oh yeah,
want to point.
we didn't talk about Michigan.
I want to point out one thing with Michigan, okay?
Yeah,
Because Yaxel Lindenborg, we were so early on this kid.
yeah,
DM'd him, asked him if he wanted to come on the podcast. He responded like, "Yeah, bro, let's figure out a time." Never worked out.
man,
But um, dog, gonna say that we went to 2 years ago. We went to we're like, because I'm not a big Penny Hardaway guy, if I'm to be completely
yeah,
honest.
hmm,
So we're like, we're gonna go to UAB versus Memphis in Birmingham, and
yeah,
that was a fun game, and we witnessed the Axel Lindeborg show there. So just want to point out very early on him, he's a dog. Probably gonna be a arguably. I mean, actually, I don't know because the freshman this year is insane. Probably the best freshman draft class in a while.
yeah,
But I think he's gonna be a first round pick.
bet.
But honestly, Iowa State, I'm looking at I'll say one through Vanderbilt's a sleeper team. Looking at Ken Palm right now. A lot of good basketball this year. Very
Bet.
excited. Iowa State's another sleeper too. So
Bet.
but that's all I got.
That's all I got.
Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it. Like
Appreciate
and
it as always.
subscribe.
Yes, sir.